Welcome back, you guys, to Two Girls, One Gay.
Hello?
Are you coming to this party tonight?
No, we're filming a podcast.
We have a very special guest on today. We're so excited to introduce. She needs no introduction. Miss Sally!
Miss Sally!
Sally Jade.
Hey guys, it's Sally here.
So who is Sally?
Yes.
Well, my name's Sally Kearns. I'm from Pacific Palisades, California, which means I'm always at the beach in a bikini. I'm Sally. I'm from here. I'm one of Shy's personal assistants, and I love everyone here like my family.
Yeah.
It means so much to me.
Can
Sally.
you please give context as to what your original introduction is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
so during COVID, me and my second long-term boyfriend broke up, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna audition for Love Island. And it is one of the funniest videos you'll ever fucking see of me. And it's tragic. I look awful. I was 19. And yeah, it's one of the best videos ever.
It is
It's
a great
iconic.
video.
It is a funny video.
We should explain why we're having Sally on today.
Oh yeah, like what's going on?
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been having a manic episode all day, so I'm kind of losing my mind. Anyways, we thought it'd be great to, well, to give context, Sally already said it, but she is one of my personal assistants. She has worked for me for like a year and a half, and she's always at my house, and we've all become really, really close. And with us being really close, we talk about boys and dating and our sex life. And so Sally has some very interesting ways of doing things in terms of dating and sleeping around.
Just
She has
life.
a very fun, interesting perspective on life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think we were all like, wait, does this have something to do with her being Gen Z? Is this a Gen Z thing? Is this a Sally thing? We're about to find out.
I think it's just a Sally thing.
Yeah, I think it's just a me
Because
thing.
we realize we're all Gen Z, except for I can't really consider myself Gen Z because I'm the last year of millennial.
Well, me and Sally are the same age. And
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That is
me and
crazy.
Sally graduated high school the same year.
That's insane.
But I feel like I'm 30 compared to you. I mean,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
the way you're crazy.
That's just crazy. I just feel like you're just like my mother.
Yeah, I know. I feel like your mother.
Yeah.
She's a star.
She's a star. She's
We're
a
all
runner. She's a
stars.
track star. So you've been working for me for like past year and a half. Do you like it?
I love it.
Are you
More
sure?
than anything. Yes.
Are you sure? I'm just kidding.
Love it.
We wanted to talk about so you went to college in Oregon, right? And then you dropped out.
Mhm.
That's it. And then what did you like, what was your plan? Like, what did you want to do?
Yeah, so I literally had no plan. I would say freshman year of college was really hard for me. That's when I started dating. And it was honestly really hard for me. I came from like dancing every single day my whole life, having like such a consistent like regime every single day, to basically living in my boyfriend's dorm. I didn't really like participate in my sorority or anything, and I became really, really depressed. And that's when my like mental health issues sparked really high. I didn't see anyone. I started my antidepressants, and then COVID hit, and I was like, honestly, thank God. Went home. I loved COVID. We broke up, and I was like, I can't go back to Oregon. And then I was like, nope, I'm gonna go back to Oregon. I'm not gonna let this boyfriend of a year like dictate my whole life. I went back, had the best year of my life. Had the best girlfriends, was hooking up with my guy best friend, and then found out that he was fucking my roommate and best friend the whole time I was with him. And I was like, you know what?
Relatable.
Yeah.
Relatable.
And
Crazy.
he, I think, was one of the first guys after my first boyfriend that made me go like actually insane. And I was like, I don't think Oregon is for me, clearly. It's just not a good space. Came back, and I had no plan, but my parents supported me. They were like, we want you in LA. We've always wanted you closer to home. And then it just kind of like pieces fell together. I got a job from one of my guy best friends, and then I moved in with Clover and Davis, and the rest is history. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life.
No.
And then I found Shy through Clover,
Yeah.
and everything fell into place.
Yeah.
And
Yay.
I loved it. And
You're here.
now I'm here.
Now you're here on the pod.
And if I don't even know who I would be if I stayed in Oregon, that was like a weird era of me.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is. Like, she's weird and organic looking, and I hate it.
Like a granola girl.
Yeah, it was weird.
A granola girl? No
Weird.
way.
I mean, I was still like cute and wear like little skirts, but like no makeup, like vibing, like nah, not the vibe. No,
Do they just not like wear? That's not like.
and they're just
what
like
they-
so like it's just so opposite from LA.
Did you almost say they're so ugly?
No, but they are. They're very ugly. But yeah, no. Very
Oh my
happy to be in
gosh.
LA. I feel like I'm very much LA oriented, and Oregon just wasn't for me.
Mhm.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, trial and error for sure.
I can't like even see you in Oregon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. There's a lot of LA people in Oregon actually. Like my sorority was a bunch of LA girls. They loved people from LA. But
So you dated an Oregon man, and you're like, obviously.
he was from Orange County, which is so scary.
Oh, interesting.
So terrifying.
Okay.
Very opposite of what I and my family am. Just Orange County, I like if you're from Orange County,
It's very
love
conservative.
you, but it's very much like I feel like it's the Florida of California.
Totally.
And just like,
Really?
Yeah.
oh my God, like Trumpies love Jesus Christ to the death. And you love Jesus Christ to the death, like, yas, but that's just not like who I am
Yeah.
as a person. And I don't know, just very, even though I loved COVID, it was a very just like weird relationship. It was a relationship where like the mom and sister wanted to like fuck him, that vibe, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah,
What?
like, very like into our relationship. And fun fact, he back in Oregon, he obviously cheated on me during New Year's because we got back and he was sick for a couple months and he got oral gonorrhea. And I was negative for it, but like this bitch that like is so like loves Jesus Christ and is like probably like a virgin in his parents' eyes got oral gonorrhea. And his family found out and harassed me
They thought it was you.
so intensely. I have the voicemail actually. Should I play it?
This is literally
If you can pull it up,
straight,
yeah.
Play it.
This is straight out of Easy
No,
Day.
his sister, weird like family dynamic. His sister was so obsessed with him and called me, or she was like super mean to me. Would give like little like, you know, like, do you want mac and cheese?
Mhm.
Not you, Sally. Like I'll feed you, brother, but like your girlfriend can't have any.
What?
And like I couldn't sleep in his bed at his house, and his sister was like, "Has she been sleeping in my bed? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm like Satan." And I texted her and I was like, "Hey, like I just want to make sure you're good. You know, like I love your brother so much. Like I want to be on good terms with you." And she's like, "Call me." And she called me and she was like, "You're a dirty fucking slut that doesn't belong in my family. Like blah blah blah. Like fuck you. You're so gross." And I was like, "What?" Hung up, and this is the voicemail.
Let's hear it.
And it's really strange.
And as I was saying before you rudely hung up on me, sweetheart, he doesn't need you. You don't deserve him. All right? That's it. I wish you well, but I wish I will never see you again. All right. You take care. And also, don't know if you're aware, but also, Black Lives Matter. That's it.
What?
What? What? What do you mean? You're just like calling me, telling me that I'm like this like fucking slut that doesn't belong in your family, and then like I was just like, all right, girl, like
By the
you
way,
are
Black-
on one.
What?
Like,
What?
I don't even know what to say.
That's
Wait.
actually crazy.
Did you
Me?
see him again? Or was that the end of it?
That no, he didn't stand up for me. Obviously, he told me that he did, but obviously he didn't stand up for me.
Right.
We didn't.
Also,
stand up
she
for-
sounds like she's 40 or like
She was.
old.
I was 19. She was like 23. I was like, why are you
What? Yeah.
attacking me?
That's
Like,
actually
Yeah.
crazy because I was thinking like me as someone who has a younger brother, I would never
I-
do
yeah,
that.
no.
And I was talking to
No.
my brother about that. I was like, if you did that to my boyfriend, I would drag you by your fucking head to the floor. Like, you don't do that. That is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And she's scary though. She's like 6'4". She looks like a Sasquatch. She's so scary. So like my dad, like I showed my parents, like my mom called her, like my mom actually called her back and was like, if you talk to my daughter like that, like I will fucking come for you. And she was like, whoa, like your daughter gave my,
oh my
brother
god! Wait, can
oral gonorrhea. And my mom was like, I don't give a fuck who gave who what STD. Like, you don't talk to my daughter like that.
Did you like show them where you're like, no, I'm negative, so your son is or your
I
brother
said,
is
they're not gonna care. Like
Mm.
he obviously probably was like, she gave it to me. And I
I
was
would
like,
love to hear your mom tell somebody off in her British.
I'm like,
accent.
you
Yeah.
fucking talk to my daughter like that, I'll fucking come for you. And it was like iconic, but my dad was like, be careful, she's a big bitch, she will kill us. Like she's scary. She's a big bitch.
She's a big bitch.
He's a big bitch.
Yeah, and so after that, didn't see him for a week. We got back together. I'm fucking insane, don't ask. And then his parents were like, if you stay with Sally, we're taking you out of Oregon and we're canceling your credit cards and taking your car away. And then I was
What
like,
the fuck?
we're done. And then
Yeah.
that was it.
Okay, so
Well-
going off of that and your, dating history.
You have
What-
a very interesting dating
Yeah,
history.
you have a very interesting dating history. It seems to be in the past and in the present.
yeah,
Um,
currently going on.
so what is your approach to dating?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really have an approach. One thing about me though is that I feel like I make people very comfortable very fast, which is a great
That's
quality I
true.
feel like I have.
Yeah, it is very
Yes.
true.
And so I feel like that leads me being attached to people super easily, and
Mhm.
that's definitely a downfall. I have a very, very hard time being alone, and I feel like that's something that I've been working through with therapy and stuff, obviously. But yeah, I feel like I have a very anxious attachment style. But all of this being said, I tell people up front. I tell you, like,
Mhm.
I am fucking insane, and they know
Yeah.
that. And they know that from the get-go that I am fucking out of my
No,
mind.
because I feel like guys always want a crazy
They
girl
do.
Until she's crazy.
And then I do something a
Yeah.
little crazy, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I have warned you from the get go."
Like I
And
literally told you.
They know all my stories from my past. Like they know that I'm crazy, and they fuck with it. Like they ride with it, and I'm
Okay.
like, hell yeah. And then once we break up, like they get a little bit of my crazy side, and that just kind of blows out like out of control.
I just want you to elaborate. Like, can you give us
Well-
some examples of you being crazy?
Like, yeah,
How
what-
about recently?
Yeah, talk about the recent one.
Let's go into that, of course.
Um,
There's actually a
Involving an app?
he would watch this. He probably won't, but
yeah,
yes, of course. So.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. I have, as I said, I have a very anxious attachment style. When breakups happen, they don't happen easily for me. And I take breakups very hard. And one thing that I'm not good with is no contact. And I own that. Like, bitch, I'm not good at no contact, and I will blow up your phone as much as I feel like needs to be. Like that shit, like I will do that, and I have no shame. Like if I were to show you my text, it's just me having a conversation with myself. But it's like, it's not like, hi, like, how are you? Like it is paragraphs. Like
yeah.
paragraphs like, are you looking deep into your soul about how you believe that this is wrong for you? Like I am here, like I you need to be with me. Like it is actually scary. And I remember I've been in, I would say, 3 long-term relationships, all which I am blocked on everything on, rightfully so. And then my most recent one was like a month long, but I think that he has driven me the most insane out of all of them. I'm blocked on everything, duh. I reached out to him via Venmo the other day.
Did you not hear about that?
I Venmoed him 1 cent.
I didn't know
did not
about
tell
this.
I Venmoed him 1 cent and said miss you because I am blocked on everything. It's like
That is gonna be one of the posts. I Venmoed him 1 cent and said I miss you.
I'm
So going off that, I remember you saying that you download a very specific app
but
just
he
to
can't
see
know
if
this.
he
Yes,
was
of course
on
I
it.
did. I downloaded Grindr. My ex-boyfriend's gay, so I downloaded Grindr to see if he was on it. Yes, I did, and I have no shame. That's probably the least craziest thing I've ever done in my life. But
I find that wild.
yeah, I don't know. I have I don't know. My type is very like girly pops, and he was open. He was like, yeah, like the apps I was on Grindr and yada yada yada. That's a set cock. He goes on Grindr, so that usually happens. I feel like after a breakup when he just wants like rough sex, and I'm like, let's break up. Let's go on Grindr. But he wasn't there, and he's
Imagine her like fully catfishing him on Grindr. He shows up and it's her. Have you seen? I think it's called The Wrong Missy.
Yes.
on
Yes,
Netflix?
yes.
So
that
much.
would be you.
That would
That would
literally
be
be
me.
you.
That
Yeah.
would be me. No, I would never like go as far as to like catfishing someone and like ruining their lives. I'm just like the fun kind of crazy,
Yeah.
or it's like I'm just a girl. Like
You're my favorite type of crazy.
I'm just like I'm crazy. I don't know. It's fun. Like love is passionate. Love is awesome, and it's toxic, and that's what I feed off of. And after my great ex-boyfriend, so not my most recent ex-boyfriend, but like my great grandpa vibe, great
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
My great.
My great ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
There was just such a lack of passion, and I didn't want to have sex with him, and it was just like, and that's not me. Like
Yeah.
love sex.
Do
and
you
that's
need
not
like
me.
a little bit of toxicity in your
I
relationship?
think everyone does. Like I was so bored. Sorry, like I was so bored in my great relationship that when my ex-boyfriend, this one, he was so toxic. Shy, Clover were there for the Bahamas. Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
he ended it probably 3 times with me. But I love that shit. Like, it's a vibe where it's like, you don't want me, like, but we're pulling each other back. Like, yada,
The cat and mouse.
yeah, but he was also
Do you-
fucking out of his mind. So he.
Do you think
can't
that-
put mine.
Do you think that as you get older, that's gonna go away, or do you think it's just like in you?
Yeah. Do you think you
I
want to
thought
settle
it went
down?
away with my great ex-boyfriend. I was like, you know what? Like, me and Clover will have conversations, and I'm like, I don't need that. Like, I don't need that anymore. Like, I'm with my boyfriend, and we're so healthy, and I'm like, I'm so bored, and I don't want to have sex with you.
Mm.
Oh,
And
yeah. You were saying.
I was like, I just like, you don't do it for me. And then I feel like being with my ex-boyfriend, the most recent one, it's like, he brought that feistiness back out of me that I was missing for a year. And I was like, I think that's why it's like fucking me up so much, because I'm like, holy shit, like you brought that back out of me.
But
Well,
don't give him so much credit, though.
no,
yeah, she was always there.
I'm obsessed with
Yeah,
her.
you were always crazy. It's all you.
I've been fucking insane my whole life, but like, fuck, I miss him. If you see this, I miss you.
No, no, you don't. Anyway,
Cutting that out.
where do you find these men?
Grinder.
Grindr?
No, like literally majority of like the people I've been with or like slept with have been from Hinge.
Okay.
And it works for
That's
me.
a dark.
I see, like, I'm terrified of, like, I match with people on Hinge, but I'll never meet up with
Oh my
anyone on Hinge.
God,
I'm terrified of it.
For when me and Clover lived together, like I was a serial Hinge hangouter. Like I would hang out with a new guy maybe every couple days from Hinge. I wouldn't sleep with all of them. I'd give them the like, I don't fuck on the first hookup.
Yeah.
Even though I do. Like, we always pull that. There was this one guy, oh my God, gorgeous Australian man. Mwah, from Australia. No,
oh,
okay, I found him
really?
I found
Really?
him from TikTok, and he came over. We hung out, and like I was like, I don't fuck on the first hookup, and he was like, oh my God, like you're so different from every other girl. Every girl throws themselves at me. Like I really like you, and I was like, thank you. And so I kind of
You're like, maybe just this one time.
just this one time, like I don't
I'll
know.
do it.
And I just kind of like rode on that wave for a little bit. I don't know. I find them mostly on Hinge.
Did you have sex with him?
I didn't.
Oh,
What?
I
do
didn't.
you regret that?
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
Have you ever met someone in like a meet cute setting or?
I guess like my first boyfriend I met at a football game in high school.
Okay.
Her brother.
Yeah, Clover's brother.
If you
But
would you like
I guess my
approach
one-
someone if you saw someone out
course.
at the?
I'm very much written by a man in the way where I am a man. Like I catcall guys on the street. I DM guys. I go up to guys at bars.
No.
Like I'm very much a man.
I've
Fearless.
I'm fearless.
I've seen your barking TikToks.
Yes, of course. Oh my God, I love barking at men. Like I just am a man.
We were in Target together the other day,
Oh,
and I was
right.
like, "Oh, that dude's cute," and it was like my type to a T. She literally goes up, she goes, "Hey," and I could not get out of somewhere fast.
Like yeah, he was like, Sally, like that guy's hot, say hi, and I literally screamed like, hey,
Yeah.
and he turned around and he was like looking at us, and so Logan was like, what the fuck, Sally? And I was like, I don't care.
Mhm.
That's what I like. I just
No,
like,
but I
don't
love
care.
that.
No, yeah,
Like-
I like it too. I feel like I need to learn from you.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna be single forever if
I just
I
have
don't.
I have no shame in the game, but that also I feel like has I don't know. I have yet to find a guy that's like chill with that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a lot, but I'm in a good way.
Yeah, but the right guy.
The right
Yeah,
guy
the
will
right guy
handle
can-
all of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like during breakups, that's when I like lose myself a bunch, and I'm just like, holy shit, what am I doing with my life? But my mom and my dad always tell me that you are never too much for someone who loves you. And
So true.
That's very true.
I love that.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Your parents are good role models, I feel like.
Love my parents more than anything. Very blessed for them.
So going on to like a little bit more of like a sexual conversation.
Let's talk about it. Girl.
We kind of I have some questions for you. Cuz I just know you're wild. So, and I'm kind of scared of the answer. I'm scared to ask. I'm scared of the
I'm
answer.
scared.
Where's the wildest place you've ever had sex?
I think a movie theater.
Like
In a
in the movie theater
Yes,
during?
in a movie.
Is that normal? I hear a lot of people do that. I've never done that. I've heard, like
yeah, there's a
you've done it
We talked about this on a podcast, I think.
in a movie theater?
yeah.
How did you do
How did
that?
yeah, the seats like
Okay, well, I think it was reclined, and I think I was laying on top of him this way.
Oh.
what?
Um,
What?
I go to jail for that. I was young. I was like 15. But
Like,
but yeah, so it was in that position where
Right.
like his
you need to
He just
let me
went
know
for it.
which seats and which theater because I need to
Never ever.
never go there.
sit.
Wow.
Is
Huh?
wild.
Your brother. Yes, of course.
Oh. Oh my god. Okay. Were you moving?
I mean, he probably was like thrusting this way.
And people were like,
Yeah, but like the sex, it had to be with no one around. I was 15. I kind of blocked out a bunch of that portion of my life.
Mm.
But yeah, movie theater. I just know that I had sex in movie theater. It wasn't in like doggy or anything, or like me riding him like in the movie.
imagine.
That would have been lit. But no, it wasn't anything like that.
Would you say that's your craziest sexual experience, or do you have a crazy
Oh no, my craziest sexual experience has to be my most recent ex-boyfriend. I hate giving him all this credit, but like he opened up my eyes to a different life. Like I can't.
Is there anything that you haven't tried that you're interested in doing?
Yeah, I want to peg someone so bad. And I was
Oh.
going to peg someone on, I was about to say Christmas, on Valentine's Day. And then we
Not on
broke up.
Jesus'
Not our
birthday.
Lord's Day.
If you want to be pegged, I will peg you. And I want to peg so bad.
Yeah.
I think it'd be so awesome.
I feel like somebody
Wanted, a
would
man
take
who's
you up
willing
on
to
it.
bend over.
Yeah, what?
Somebody would take you up on that.
Yeah, I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of
for
people
sure.
will. I don't know. Like I've been attracting a lot of bisexual men recently, and I'm down for it because like I feel like
Mhm.
bisexual men know how to fuck.
What's your type like physically? Like, do you like tall, short, skinny?
Usually I would
big
say like a
guys?
tall brunette, tattoos,
Mm.
yada yada yada, that vibe, just like yada yada yada. I don't know how to explain it.
Yada,
like
yada,
a
yada.
like
Just-
not musician, ew, but like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like,
So
tattoo.
none of the men that I've seen you with.
Yes, of course. No, my ex,
Oh,
great ex, is kind of tattooed and tall.
So what would your be what what would be your one piece of advice to other Gen Zers out there who are dating right now?
I feel like I'm the last person I should be giving advice from.
Yeah, but also maybe people
I
need
honestly
your-
feel like I need to
energy.
learn from you. We're the same age.
Yeah.
And you have so many stories and experiences, and
Yeah.
I have nothing. Like, I couldn't tell you anything.
is that something you'd be interested in?
Honestly, I would be like,
She needs little freak.
I would be interested in like doing more
Yeah.
than what I have. But I'm also, it terrifies me. Like, I can't
Yeah.
talk to people while you can talk to everybody.
Yeah. I have been sexualized very intensely from a very young age. And then when I started dancing at like my first dance studio, like everyone was like, oh my God, Sally's boy crazy. Like Sally like loves this and this. She's so crazy. And I'm like 11 years old and I was like, bitch, I've never had my first kiss. 13, they're like, Sally's a slut. I'm like, bitch, I've never had my first kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And I was literally like the prudest in my friend group until I started dating Clover's brother. And like then he was like my first for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I just feel like I'm just so comfortable in my sexuality and I just own it so hard. And I'm like, sex shouldn't be a conversation that's like scary to have. Sex shouldn't be something that you should be ashamed of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like sex is like, I don't know. Like I feel like for a very long time I identified like that I thought that was like the most important thing about me. Like after my first breakup, I was like, sex is what will make a guy want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I outgrew that a lot. But I don't know, it's just like something that I've always owned and I've always loved talking about because like fuck it. I don't know. I don't know where I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with this.
No,
but
on the
fuck it.
topic
No,
of
but
Gen
that's true.
Zers, I do feel like it's more normalized. Whereas
Yeah.
you remember back in the day, like you'd have like these classes with putting on like condoms on bananas, and it was like,
Mhm.
oh, or having the birds and the bees talk,
Yeah.
and it's like that doesn't really happen now. I just feel
Yeah.
like people
Yeah.
are like so fine with it, especially because we've talked about this before. It's on TV. It's
And
like,
sex is in your
movie,
face.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
so.
The same thing. Like I was in health class. Like I was my fucking teacher's pet in health class. Duh. Because sex questions, I'd be like, yo, I know everything. She li- oh my God, this is so embarrassing though. In health class, she was like, okay, guys, like we're gonna be talking about sex. Like let's like, what's a question that you want to ask your partner before you have sex with them? And you know, like she's expecting like, oh, like have you been tested recently? Or like, oh, do you have a condom or something? And I raised she's like, Sally, like I know you have something like, and I was like, are you into BDSM? And she was like, she kind of stared at me and she was like, what? I was like fucking like 17, and she literally was like, and people were like, what's BDSM? Like in class, and I was like, oh, like have you seen like 50 Shades of Grey? And everyone was like, what? And I was like, okay. And she was like, no, I'm not. Like, thank you. Anyways, anyone else?
No, I'm not. Thank you.
And I was like, fuck, like I should have asked, like, do you have a condom? I don't know. But Like,
Are you into
You're
BDSM?
so unserious.
I just like don't know why that was the first question that came to
I
my
don't
head.
know why, but I feel like you could be a dom mom.
You could be a dommy mommy.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing that I've found out, because in my past relationship I was very, very dominant,
Yeah.
like through everything. Like I did everything, even
Mhm.
like the cleanup. So
Nah.
yeah.
That's the nah.
Yeah, so I realized, like, because I am very dominant in life, like I have employees, I tell people what to do, like I'm very on my shit. That's the one thing I don't want to be. Like I would actually love to be like tied up and not be able to speak unless I'm
Fire.
like told to be spoken. Like
Fire.
yeah, that's honestly, like, I guess I never thought I had a fantasy, but that would be like my
Yeah.
fantasy.
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's very like reversed in like the bedroom at times too.
Yeah.
So like that's it's
Like I don't want to be dominant anymore. Like please.
Sally, do you prefer to be dominant or submissive or both?
be submissive.
Hmm.
For sure.
Unless you're pegging somebody.
Yeah. But also, because when I was going to peg my ex boyfriend, he was very into being dominant. And I was like, well, if I peg you, like, you're not going to be dominant. And he was like, no, like, I will still very much be in control while you peg me. I'm like, okay, like, that's hot. Like, he's like, if you slapped my ass, like, done, we're done. And I was like, so I can't be like, yeah, fucking you. Like, I feel like be lit. He's like, no, like, you cannot slap my ass while you're fucking, like, that's.
So do you think that's your like weirdest kink that you have, is that like you want to peg someone?
Yeah.
Are you washing your sheets like every night?
I mean, yeah, but like I wash my sheets for different reasons. Like I sweat so much in my sleep. Like I'll wake up in the morning and there'll be an outline in yellow of my body from how much I sweat.
In yellow.
Yeah, it's in yellow.
Yellow
I don't know
sweat.
why. But it's like an out. Like yeah, and like I'm gross for sure. I'm gross.
So what's your ideal threesome?
Ooh. Okay.
Clover's like,
Hey, me and
pick
Clover, there. Can I before I go into that, me and Clover almost had a threesome once, and the guy fell asleep, and it was so fucked up. Just fell asleep, and we were just like, okay, bye. He's so hot.
Would you
Yeah,
guys
bye.
like?
Oh, we were ugly. Yeah, we were like fatsos. And
Would you guys be down to have a threesome?
No, we were fat as hell. Yeah, I could have a threesome with Clover. Can you have a threesome with me? 100%. Tried. Yeah. No, stop.
If you guys want to have a threesome with my two assistants, they are looking.
No one's down.
Nobody's down.
Nobody's down for sure. My dream threesome, I don't know. I feel like two guys is so intimidating, but like down.
Would you be
down.
like DP?
It could be like a.
Your
you like a
face!
femme guy, so it could be a femme guy and then a more masculine.
That'd be hot as hell. I would love to watch my boyfriend get fucked by a guy. What? Is that weird?
Oh.
So you have a cucking fantasy.
Yes, that's my main. Like I
Mm.
had this thing that has offended a lot of guys that I've been with, but I'm like, I want to watch you fuck someone, and I would like to sit on the opposite side of the room and watch you have sex with someone.
Girl or guy, like
Either,
that they're
I
fucking.
guess.
You don't care.
Yeah. But I want you to like make eye contact with me during it, and I just want to watch you do it. But which is also weird because I'm like the most jealous person on this entire planet too.
Do
So
you
I think
think
that's be in the
that
beginning.
creating that situation for yourself, would you be jealous afterwards, or do you think it would be different?
I mean, it has to be someone that like they'll never see, and you can't come
Yeah.
in her or him. But like,
No, I would agree.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
I was like in a threesome, which I'd
Yeah.
be like totally down for, but the only thing is my partner can't come on or in
yeah,
them,
hell no.
the other person.
What about if you are married? Would that be something that you're open to? Not being monogamous?
No. Like I feel like the longer I'm with you, like the more insane I become. Like in the beginning, like for example, like my ex-boyfriend, in the beginning I was like, I would love to watch you like fuck someone. And then the Bahamas, when he slept with someone else, we weren't together, like, oh my God, I was so close to like burning down a building. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to kill everyone, including myself. So it's like the longer I'm with you, like the more I become. But like I think that'd be so fun to do in like the beginning with someone. But no, I have not slept with anyone since the breakup.
He's
Really?
not listening, Sally. He's not.
Have you listened to this?
That's
No,
all
I
good.
haven't.
Wow.
Which
So
is
we've talked a lot about like your toxicness and your like red flags.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you would say is like your biggest green flag in a relationship?
I feel like so I already said that I feel like I've made people feel like very comfortable very fast. I feel like I'm very motherly, which is also could be a bad thing because I attract people with mommy issues. But I'm very motherly. I love to take care of my boyfriend. Like I love being a girlfriend. I feel like single Sally and girlfriend Sally are two very different people. Like you'll hear this right now. Like I sound like a fucking crazy psycho bitch being single, but like in a relationship, like I'm very motherly. I prioritize the person a lot in my life, which can be a bad thing too, but I take care of you. I like you're very much the forefront. And I feel like that doesn't go unnoticed in relationships, which is a good thing. But yeah, I feel like I'm very motherly.
Is that how you?
I'm ride or die.
Is that how you give
Yeah.
love? What am I saying? Don't give love. Receive love.
Res-
What are those
her
called?
love languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your love language?
Yeah, like I feel like my love language to someone was like is quality time, acts of service, stuff like that, physical touch. But mine is I don't know. I become very codependent in relationships very fast too. So I don't know. I don't know. Still trying to work out me.
The kinks.
So
The kinks.
the kinks. So in the future, like, how would your ideal relationship look? Like, do you think you'll grow out of the codependency a little or the toxicness? Do you think like when you're married and you have that
Yeah.
actual commitment with someone?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll look different than how it looks now?
Yeah. I mean, a relationship is nowhere in my future. I need to be alone. And yeah, like I definitely need to be alone. Of course I want to like grow out of like my toxic habits. I feel like the only good attachment style is secure attachment style, and that's not where I'm at right now at all. And I feel like I attach people who are avoidant, and I'm very anxious attached. And yeah, and I need to work on being secure. And of course, when I'm married and all that stuff, I mean, it's ideally you want it to be a healthy relationship. That'd be awesome. But I feel like every relationship is fun with a little bit of passion, whether that comes in.
Do you think you would ever like, you know, in the movies it's like the older couple, like they get tired and they want to spice things up, so like they will go out to a bar and the guy will go like hit on someone or pretend like they won't like know each other and hit on, like, do you think you'll play games like that in the future?
Of course.
I think that would be really
and I
fun.
think I do that in
wanna
like
do
my
that
relationships
shit.
now too. I think that's like fun as hell.
Yeah.
Like a little role play, like I don't know you. Like come hit on me like how you
Yeah.
would in the beginning.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
So cute.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Going back to attachment styles, though, I feel like that's a good thing. Like if you're secure and then someone's anxious, I feel like that works out versus like two people being anxious.
Yeah.
Or somebody being secure and avoidant. It's just
Avoidance the
more
worst thing
It's
that's
the
ever
worst.
happened to my entire life. Like, and I only date avoidant men, and it's just like holy
Same.
shit. Like wow.
Yeah.
And it's just it does not mix with me at all. And it's like the worst feeling that I've had in relationships is that I'm too much for someone, like with my mental health issues or just like how I am. And like just like the worst feeling is being too much for someone. And when you're dating someone that's avoidant and you're anxious and you're reaching out as much as you are, like that is what you feel like, is that like holy shit, I'm way too much. But I can't control it.
Well,
and it's hard.
Do you
But-
date guys that are kind of around the same age range as you? Because I would say that like a lot of guys around that age also like haven't
Yeah.
figured themselves out.
Yeah.
Probably they're not emotionally available.
Yeah. I've only dated my
Definitely.
age or younger or a year older. Like
Yeah.
I've never gone older, which I'm like down for. No.
Okay, speaking of age range, do you think that there's something that the men that you date now or like could learn from older men, or like is there something that you wish Gen Z men like did better?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it true that like the men's like frontal lobe doesn't develop until they're like 25? I don't know. They just need to figure their shit out. Every man
It
my
might even
age
be later than that.
needs to figure their shit out.
I think it's
Like, it's 27.
I think it's 27.
Okay, yeah. Like, from an older man, it's just to like get your shit together and that's it. Like every man, you just need to figure it the fuck out. Because what the hell?
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
even the
Yeah.
older men.
Yeah.
Just figure
Please.
it out.
Figure it the fuck
Like,
out. 'cause-
figure it out.
Maybe
like,
that's
Jesus
what's happening
Christ.
to me and why I'm going through it so much is my frontal lobe is fully developing.
I hope so, because you're going manic every day.
I kind of am. But like silently manic. Like I'm going
No,
manic
it's like
inside.
your actions are very loud. You're just not saying anything.
I think you keep your manic to yourself.
No, he doesn't.
Logan said this the other day. It's like me and him have the same brain, but I act
Yeah.
upon it and he doesn't.
Yeah, that's so true.
I could, yeah.
But that's why it's like I need to let it out.
Yeah, let it out, babe.
Because if I don't
I'd be scared. 2 Sallys in my house, like one time.
I'm not as crazy as you though. Like I don't have the urge to Like, I don't know, Venmo somebody 1 cent saying I miss you.
I've been like I don't like I've sent a Lego set to my ex's house.
That was
saying,
crazy.
That
"I
was
miss you."
crazy. I
That's
remember
an
that.
expensive one.
That
Legos are
was
expensive.
wild.
Oh my god, when I ordered it on my parents' Venmo account or on their Amazon account, and they called me. They're like, "Simply, what the fuck is wrong with you? what is happening? Like,
Do you
who
think
the hell did I just raise that you just sent a Lego set to your ex-boyfriend's house saying I love you, I'm sorry? Like, why are you apologizing for him breaking up with you?" And I was like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about."
Do you think he built it?
He dropped it off back at my house, and then I went back to his house when me and him started like seeing each other again. Gave it back to him, and he did build it. But and it's on his coffee table.
He still has it, you think? That's sweet.
I guess.
That is just wild.
I don't know. I look back at like I will always stand on how I act during breakups because I'll own that shit. Like I own it. Like yeah, I did that shit. But like also it's like I love you. I care about you. Like breakups are hard on me, and I act differently than some people do. Most people. And I stand on it. But like there's like I don't know. I'm like why the fuck did I send you a Lego set? Why the
Yeah.
fuck did I do that? Holy shit. Like, get a backbone. That is so humiliating.
It's kind of awesome. Like, it
No, I do.
makes for good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot of good stories.
You did.
I feel like you're definitely, remember like the 2000s girls that would be written as like these crazy girls that were like just obsessed with men?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally you.
It's literally Sally.
Yeah.
Like what movie is that? Forgetting Sarah Marshall or something?
Love that movie.
And then it's the blonde girl and she's like having sex and she's like, and she's like, freaking out in bed and she's like crying and
yeah.
just
Like,
based
on
off
it,
of your
that's me.
description.
Yeah.
That is you.
But in the best way. I love that movie.
I don't know why, but this like I want to ask. I think you've told me before in silent in confidence, but have you been like punched in the face during sex?
Not punched, but I've been like slapped very hard out of nowhere. And I was like, yo. Like literally my head went like that. And I was like, what the hell?
That's something you're.
I was like,
Say
nope.
something, or did you just keep going?
It happened, and then I was like, yo. And then I came back and I saw his hand going again. And like, what? I held it like that. And I mean, I kind of was like, what the hell? It came out of nowhere. I was like, and I was younger too. I was probably like 19. But I've never been like
Jesus.
punched across the face.
Have you hit people across the face while doing it?
No, I don't think so.
Is hitting just not something
on
that you're like
purpose.
into? That's like the.
Like, I mean, yeah, like I could be like cool, but like I don't know, like the first thing on my list, I'm not like deck me across the face.
That seems like a little too much.
People are into like I've talked to people they're like I've like beaten a girl up in bed before and they like loved it.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, do you guys have any last questions for Sally?
I
Well,
mean,
we can't end on that.
no.
I asked all my stuff.
Hmm.
I feel like I've been asking all mine throughout.
Yeah, same.
Sally.
I can't think of one.
What would you say to all the people out there that are looking for love based off your experience?
Well,
Well,
there's one thing that Shai said in a previous podcast was that like her body and sex is like what'd you say? It was something like that is like not that's not what gets to know you or something. Like were you like
I
say?
don't. Well, I was talking about like social media
Yeah.
and stuff, and like me showing my body on
Yeah.
social media. That's not the most intimate thing about me.
Yes. Like the same thing. Like I, since I'm such like a very outwardly sexual person, I don't think that's the most intimate or like.
It's
most
not the
important
deepest
thing.
part of
Yeah, that's
you.
not like that's not like the deepest part of me, and I don't know. I feel like it's who I am as a person and who I like how like outward crazy and awesome I am. That's what I present in relationships too, and it's like that's what hooks them in, and it's. Obviously, they stay for the pussy, but like that's not what they get. That's not what hooks them in at first. I don't think that was like the answer to your question. I don't even know what you asked me, TBH.
So
I have no idea what you asked me.
you're telling those looking for love that they stay for the pussy. Wait.
Those of you looking for love, be yourself, be awesome, be funny. Sex is awesome, and it's something that everyone should experience and love. And that's
And don't be afraid to
Don't-
show your
Don't
crazy
be afraid
side.
to be a freak.
crazy.
Don't be afraid to be a freak because
Yeah.
I can't wait for that man to come around one day and he like loves how crazy you are.
Yeah.
Like how batshit insane you are.
I just
Yeah.
know that I'm gonna love your future whoever.
Yeah, your future whoever. He's
so
gonna be the
much.
best.
So you have to attract somebody who like is very.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're gonna attract a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm.
Oh, you guys are very sweet. I'm excited for that too. Hopefully, it's not anytime soon though, because I need
Yeah,
to be
It doesn't need to
No.
be.
I need to be.
You need
alone.
like a
Within the
million
next
more of these
6
stories,
months.
honestly.
Yeah. Oh my god, I could go on for stories forever, but yeah, don't be afraid to have sex and don't be afraid to like it and say that you like it because
Yeah.
there's no shame in.
And
liking
don't be afraid to
sex.
talk about it.
Yeah, don't.
And don't be afraid to listen to it.
Don't be afraid to have butt sex.
Don't be afraid to watch it.
Don't be afraid to watch. Don't be afraid to watch sex. Don't be afraid to have it in
Don't be
public.
afraid to watch your partner have sex.
Don't be afraid to do it in public.
Yeah, don't be afraid to have sex in a movie theater. At 15 years
Okay.
old.
Oh my god. Nope.
But yeah. My parents are gonna have an aneurysm if they hear this. Shit. Love you, mom and dad. Thank you guys so much for listening to Two Girls, One Gay. Follow our social medias.
Two Girls, One Gay podcast on TikTok and Instagram, and Two Girls, One Gay pod on Twitter. You know where to find us. Hear us on Spotify and watch us on YouTube. And we love you guys.
Love
And
you. Love you, Sally.
Love ya.
Thank you, Sally, so much for joining us.
Of course. Please
my
have me
God,
back.
your
I'm
hands
sweating
are
so much.
so
One thing about
wet.
me is I sweat like a bitch.